intelligent people. So I'm honored to be here. Okay. By the way, I'm Tony Paniagua. I work at Arizona Public Media, the NPR and PBS affiliates here in Tucson. And this is Heather.
Hi. I'm Heather Gray. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator for Confluencenter, and I'm just really happy that Tony said yes to come.
So let's hear it for the Confluencenter as well.
And we cannot leave out Institute of the Environment, our partner in crime. You'll hear more about all of that.
So we have a wonderful group of people here tonight, and I'll keep telling you a little bit about how this format is going to work. So we have people from physical and environmental sciences, social and behavioral sciences, fine arts, creative writing and humanities, and their identities have been kept from each other until now. So right now they're just getting to know each other. They don't know whose team they are going to be in. We have 16 people. You see the tables back here? There's going to be 4 people per table. They're going to be working together. Is that hard or easy at a university? I don't know. You let me know that one, right? So they're meeting each other now, and then we're going to meet our panel of judges. This is a chance, this competition is a chance for them to be creative.
Yeah, so there's actually no stipulations, no limits on how the teams can use the money if they win. But each pitch will be judged on how well it crosses disciplinary lines, its environmental resonance or social impact, the feasibility, like what can 4 of you do with $1,000, and and playfulness. We're here to play. So the teams will have 5 minutes only to come up with a pitch for their project idea and to convince all of us why they should be funded. So the judges will give their feedback, but it's you, the audience members, who will help weigh in.
How many people like apps on their telephones? Apps, okay. So Heather is very smart, and she has on her telephone where all of you are going to get to do the applause, and we'll actually rate the applause at the end of the game. So this is, I didn't even know it existed, but welcome to the younger generation.
So you got to make a lot of noise for the team you want to win, and I'll measure it with the decibel-ometer or something.
All right, now Heather's going to tell us a little bit about the university and the plans for tonight.
Yeah, so the motivation behind the night, really. So we know the University of Arizona is known internationally as a place that does support interdisciplinary work, but we also know that sometimes it can take a while for you all to find the right collaborators or to wait on a years-long grant cycle to get the funding that you need. So we think that forming spontaneous groups with the lure of immediate funding can help light your creative spark and inspire some innovative thinking.
So it's only $1,000, but it's $1,000, right? It's not like every day we can come across $1,000, so it's still a wonderful amount. And right now we're going to meet, of course, the judges, because without judges, you can't have a competition. We are going to introduce the judges here tonight. Let's hear it. Actually, let me act like Bob Parker in the Miss Universe pageant. Please hold your applause till the end, okay? Let me just read all 3 names, and then we'll take it from there. The judges tonight are Greg Garfin, Deputy Director for Science Translation and Outreach at the Institute of the Environment, Javier Duran, Director of the Confluencenter for Creative Inquiry, and a special community guest judge, Roberto Bedoya, Executive Director of the Tucson Timor Arts Council. Let's hear it for the judges. And now, contestants.
So it's time for y'all to get to know each other. So pay close attention to the details of the introductions that we're about to do, because that's going to save you time when you're around the table with these folks. We're going to ask Eric McGrain, Research Assistant for Institute of the Environment, to come up. So he's going to help us randomly select the teams with his fancy, magical, yet totally unbiased top hat.
So we're going to go with physical sciences first. So what we'll do is we'll have the 4 names of the 4 people from physical sciences, and they'll each be selected to one of the tables. And after that, we'll continue to fill it up, so we'll have people at each of the tables. And audience members get to participate. It shows that we are not biased and we're totally fair. The first person to join table red. All right, the red table. We went out and bought these last night. Each of you is going to wear one. This. You get to wear it and participate in your respective team. Merry Christmas. All right, the first person, and we're going to try to move along because it's 16 people, so I'll try to make it really fast. Margaret Evans. Please stand up. Excellent. Margaret Evans is the Assistant Research Professor of Forest Ecology and Laboratory of Tree Ring Research. Her research is focused on what effects climate change will have on forests in Western North America, and her research has found that we expect to lose, that's not happy. We expect to lose a lot of that forested area, somewhere on the order of 40 to 50%. Okay. And you know there are people out there who say, oh, there's nothing going on with the climate. Okay, well, that's another topic. Margaret is also a contemporary dancer. Wow, married to a French scientist. That's awesome. They have a 5-year-old and spend part of their year living in Paris, France. I have a question for you. What was the hardest part of living in Paris, France?
It's a very small apartment. This is about that way.
Did you parlez-vous français over there?
I'm learning French. Yeah. It's not an easy language.
Excellent. So please take your position at the table. Let's hear it for Margaret. Next person.
So I hope your gears are turning in the front row here, because you might end up at the table with Margaret. Joellen Russell? Come on up.
You can arrange it however you want. Okay.
Come on over here. So Joellen Russell is an associate professor in geoscience and planetary sciences. She is currently working on iClimate, a new climate model and observational data portal based at the U of A, which supports and expands existing environmental research by putting climate data in a keyword searchable format. Finally, good. iClimate also gives students the ability to assess projections like temperature and rainfall for their locales, making real science at a lower level of sophistication. Who doesn't need that, right? Yeah. Both possible and meaningful among its other powerful uses. And you grew up in an Eskimo fishing village, 31 miles north of the Arctic Circle. So what brought you all the way down to Tucson?
No. Because we have the #1 geo department, of course.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And I got to quickly tell you that I am a volunteer for the organization in Tucson. It's Odyssey Storytelling. And she was wonderful enough to participate in that event. And she told a wonderful story about how she spent some time in the Arctic Oceans. Antarctic Oceans. But anyway, that's another story. Next person. Who's going to pick the next person? All right, Valerie Truett. Okay. Let's hear it from Valerie. She is an assistant professor in the Laboratory of Tree Ring Research. One project she is currently writing up involves a shipwreck data, researching how many ships wrecked and when to reconstruct hurricane activity in the Caribbean over the last 500 years. Johnny Depp, come on board, right? Could make a movie out of that one, right? Oh. Right, let's make a movie, right? And then you can be the associate producer and make a lot of money. Valerie is Belgian by origin. Oh, autre personne que parle français? Oh, okay, another person that speaks Spanish. And she speaks French, I'm sorry. Otra persona que habla español. Otra persona que habla, okay. And she misses Belgian food but not the weather. Valerie, I hear you're heading over to Europe for Christmas. Where will your travels take you and what activities do you have planned?
I'm going to go to the Spanish hearing aids. We do, yeah.
You do what in the mountains?
Snowboarding.
Snowboarding. Wow, I think it'll be Mount Lemon, probably, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it out for everybody. If anybody's just dying to pick from the hat, please make sure Eric knows.
All right, Dieter Steckless, co-chair of, with his wife and colleague Nessun Steckless, of a new initiative under the McClellan Institute for Children, Youth, and Families in the Norton School called HARRY, the acronym for Human-Animal Interaction Research Initiative. I love it. And they were both actually show and tell presenters last January talking about an amazing film on animal play that they're working on with Yuri Makino, so that was really fun. This brings to fruition his lifelong passion for learning about non-human animals and for stimulating new research on many types of human-animal relationships and attitudes towards animals and the relatively little explored mental and physical effects that we have on each other. Dieter enjoys physically challenging outdoor activities such as whitewater rafting or trekking wild chimpanzees through a forest. Wow. You don't get those two activities together usually. Do you ever take them on the whitewater rafting trips too?
No, they don't like water.
So he recently overcame a fear of his on the occasion of your youngest son's birthday. So what did you do?
Well, he challenged me to go skydiving with him, and I have a fear of heights. So that took a lot of work, but I managed to do it, and I'm glad I did because I'll probably do it again.
Congratulations, standing here today and doing it again. That's cool.
I just got to say we have 8 more people to meet, and this is just really cool that there's so many amazing people here in Tucson doing amazing, wonderful stuff. All right, who wants to pick the next? Oh, you already got to somebody. We'll ask for audience participation. Catherine Morrissey. She's Associate Professor and a Director of Graduate Studies in the History Department. She recently spent 3 years researching the global environmental impacts of the 19th century diaspora of copper mining in Swansea, Wales, South Australia, Chile, and Cuba. Her current research project explores the changing meanings of the U.S.-Mexico border through an examination of border photography by American and Mexican photographers over the 20th century. She grew up in a very large family, 5 brothers and 2 sisters. So, here is the question. Did you need attention from your parents more than you needed to use the restroom? Which one did you want more?
I think we had 5 restrooms in the house.
Oh, wow. Okay. Anything else you want to tell us about yourself? She's delighted to be here. All right. Thank you. Welcome her.
Copper mining near to the history of Arizona, so it'll be interesting to see. You can see how these groups are forming up, right? A little bit. Very interdisciplinary, yet random. Eyal Oren, Assistant Professor of Epidemiology. Come on up. Eyal has fans. Eyal is currently engaged in a project that examines screening for tuberculosis among migrant farm workers on the border, and examines both the feasibility and acceptability of screening as well as follow-up access to care. Eyal has lived on 5 different continents and enjoys traveling and still tries to go to a new place every year, which I heard that is, maybe somewhere even as exotic as Flagstaff now that you have a family.
This year was Pinal County.
Okay. What about a more, what we think of exotic place in the past? Your fave.
Let's see. I think I went to Ghana for the first time. It's not that exotic, but I've traveled around the country.
Thank you.
All right. So we're gonna have the each of the tables put the garland on the next contestant. That way you all get to introduce each other and start the collaborative efforts. All right, Sabrina Helm, Associate Professor in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Welcome to the tribe. There you go. Sabrina is currently interested in finding out more about how consumer decisions affect the unsustainability of consumption. Okay. Particular projects are, first, how mindfulness can aid in making more sustainable consumption decisions, how food waste can be avoided on the household level, as well as how climate change may create co-anxiety and affect consumption behavior. This is deep stuff. This is really amazing. Okay. In her spare time, she hikes the Arizona deserts and canyons. Let's hear it for hiking in Arizona. Yes. I went to Dragoon Mountains last week, which was amazing. Cochise Stronghold. It was really, really beautiful. But nobody's ever been there. Great. She and her husband Bill live on the west side of town with their 3 dogs, Cody, Lily, and Zoe, all adopted from local shelters. Another wonderful thing. Thank you. All right, so here's the question. What kind of dogs do you have and how do they all get along? How is that pack working out?
Pack of 5. Pack of 5. It works just great. They're all adopted as said, and one of the lab mix and the other 2 are very tiny little 7-pounder Chihuahua.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you.
Not barky.
Excellent. Thank you. Sabrina, welcome.
All right, those of you that are still sitting there, look at this. They're getting a jump on you, so that means you got it that much harder. Nathan Kassler also stands in the audience. Is a research scientist at the U of A GIST Center and is currently working on a project aimed at showing the effect of carbon emissions on North American trees at species by species basis. Nathan is a geospatial programmer and developer, so his involvement is in the modeling, mapping, and application production. And for the last 5 years, Nathan has been training in capoeira, a Brazilian martial art. So tell us about your capoeira experience in Tucson.
It's mostly like breakdance fighting. You've seen Zoolander? Sums it up.
Yeah, no, we don't need to say anything else, do we?
All right, we're not going to get off the stage right now. Please, can you show us the group? Don't kick anybody. Go ahead. Something. Capoeira. All right.
I always like that you have to play capoeira. You don't do it, you play it, right?
Wow, excellent.
Those long legs.
Physically fit scientist. Let's hear it. Yay!
High clearance in here, so we're all right.
All right, we're moving right along with the names. Thanks all of you for participating. Anybody else want to pick the next name? Raise your hand, please. All right. Leela Hudson, please come on down as an associate professor of Middle Eastern Studies, Middle Eastern and North African Studies. Leela has just completed a project of editing a volume on Arab new media on the eve of the Arab uprisings. Her new projects include the collapse of old orders in the Middle East and Syrian refugees. She is also the co-owner of Zaina Mediterranean Restaurant in Tucson. Did I pronounce it right? Zaina? Zaina, please, a plug. Zaina Mediterranean Restaurant. So what about this restaurant and what is your favorite dish over there?
I don't know, you have to come and try them all. It's on Speedway, between Alverdon and Columbus.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know exactly where it is, so we're going to try it out. Your team is going to... Red, please put the garland on her. Great.
Okay, Ben Champion, Director of Sustainability. It's a big title at the U of A. That's great. Come on up.
Oh, the yellow team is all excited. Yeah. Woo!
So, you're an audiophile and a bicyclist, and you're trying to save the world.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Do those all go hand in hand?
Yeah.
You have to do it on a bicycle while you have your headphones in your ears. Save the world.
No, I bike while listening to music in my house and thinking about saving the world.
Well, hopefully you can come up with an idea right here. No pressure.
Exactly, and you get $1,000. Okay.
Just save the world.
Yeah, save the world for $1,000, right? All right, next is Derek Lemoyne. Lemoyne? Lemoyne, all right. Either one, okay. Occasion, one of my favorite parts of the United States. Assistant Professor of Economics. Derek is analyzing how uncertainty about climate change affects the value of greenhouse gas emissions reductions. He is also considering how to structure subsidies for solar panels so as to more efficiently incentivize installations. Derek enjoys running hard uphill, and he sang in a rock band in Austria. You speak German? Nine, okay.
Bau ist schon Schwimmbad.
Oh, where is the pool? Swimming pool? There you go.
The first thing I learned.
All right, Spanish first, English then, after that French, German, Portuguese. I don't speak any of them well, but hey, I try, right? What was the name of the rock band and what bands influenced the music and style?
The band was called Never Again because we were only there for a summer, so we'd never be there again to get to play again. The style was mostly kind of rock and alternative, but our most popular song was actually not quite in that. So you probably know it, so and make a voice loud enough. Oh baby, baby, how was I supposed to know? Something wasn't right here.
There you go.
Where's the dance moves that go with that?
All right,
Who's a
so
rock band?
what, the second annual next year, he's going to be the band, all right? Is that a deal? Okay. Next person. Who wants to pick the next person?
We got it.
Oh, we have it. I'm sorry.
So we're deep in the art section here. So next is Martina Chanel, Associate Professor and Interim Director of the School of Art in the College of Fine Arts.
And she's getting crowned. Welcome to the tribe, the great tribe. Very good.
Martina is currently working on a photographic series titled Borrowed Views, referencing the stylized perspective strategies found in traditional Eastern landscape painting and 17th century Japanese garden design. She just returned from a one-year sabbatical based in Fujisawa, Japan. Tell us about that.
東京の美術館に行きたいです。I want to go to a museum in Tokyo.
Let's hear it for her. That's great. Congratulations. And welcome. I know Japanese can't do
Very
it.
multilingual crowd here. I wonder how
And
many
she's over
languages
that
are in
table,
the
and she's
room.
got a beer in her hand, which is a great idea. Yes, never a bad idea.
Always helps the creativity flow, I've found.
Linda Samuels, please, you are next. She's the Project Director for Sustainable City Project and the Assistant Professor of Practice for the Jockman Institute. She just finished a 250-page document that supports transforming the proposed Interstate 11 into a sustainable super corridor with renewable energy, water harvesting, electric cars, and living machines to turn Arizona into a progressive wonderland with public transit, shared vehicles, and smart energy use. Wow.
I want to live in that world.
Just like that.
Just like that, right?
$1,000.
She also works at City High School and CAPLA, CAPLA, designing and building the Slug. The Slug.
Sustainability Laboratory and Urban Garden.
All right. And that's in downtown Tucson on Pennington Street. It will have aquaponic gardening, place-based interactive shade sails, and very cool steel ribbons for seating, eating, teaching, and learning. Okay, well, how long have you been working on Slug, and when is it going to be finished?
Oh, that is an excellent question. We have been working on it for this semester, and the news this morning reported, actually we were on KOLD this morning, that we will be done sometime next semester. So not by the end of this semester.
Well, assuming local news is right.
All right, well, welcome to the red, final member of the red team. Let's hear it for the red team. All right.
Karen Zimmerman. All right. Professor of Graphic Design in the School of Art. She is currently working on an artist book called 52 about one of my favorite pieces, the earthwork art spiral jetty on the Great Salt Lake by the artist Robert Smithson, made in 1970. Anyone ever seen that? Images of that spiral jetty? Yeah. Okay, so the 52 is actually the number of weeks in a year and the number of years Karen has been around. So Karen, the thing I know really well about Karen, she's an amazing letterpress printer and directs the letterpress lab at U of A, which is an amazing facility. So lucky to have that at U of A. So lucky to have her skills. How old are the presses that you use and what kind of work are you doing with them?
The presses are very old, older than me. Some of them not, but they go from 1960 back to 1891. So
cool. No, what are you doing with them?
This is the letterpress facilities to incorporate digital work with photopolymer plates, as well as hand setting type and gaining a lot of patience in their practice.
Yeah, they've made great stuff for Confluencenter before, the cover of the groundwater book and various invitations and things, so we're lucky that they're nearby. Thanks.
All right, welcome. We have 50% of the teams are ready. Let's find out what the other two are. The fourth person to join the green team is John Melillo or Melillo? Melillo, okay. He is an assistant professor of English. And he is being welcomed. Okay. He is currently working on a book project that studies poetry and music from World War I, up through punk rock in the 1970s. In his research, he is looking for ways that different writers and performers redefine noise and the social and environmental conditions that create it. John is studying how artists create new ways of listening that do not interpret noise merely in terms of pollution or annoyance. All right, he is a new father. And he can be part of the band next year because he's also in a band called Algae and Tentacles. Algae and Tentacles, what is that all about?
Algae and Tentacles is a band that's been going on since I was in grad school in New York. And it's named after a line in a poem by Ezra Pound, The Algae and Tentacles of the Soul.
Very deep English. Excellent.
Last but certainly not least, Praise the Nenga. Come on up.
Yay! Last person to join the teams.
Praise is an associate professor and has worked in the Africana Studies program at the University of Arizona since 2005. His current research focuses on interdisciplinary approaches to understanding issues of political expression and modes of protest, as well as social justice, social change, and development in African theater and performance, particularly as they pertain to the relationship obtaining between artists, donors, and the state in Zimbabwe. Praise also performs and sings in the Tucson-based band, The Key Ingredients of African Soul.
3 people.
Fans, many fans in the audience. All right, how long have you been in the band? We want to know about your band. What's some of your favorite gigs?
I love performing at Club Congress here downtown. So I love open air venues. We sing from the soul and we sing to some soul. So our fans like calling our music trance music because it's that kind of music that transports you to the other world.
Wow, excellent. All right, thank you, welcome. So we have 3 people now for the next year's band.
Yeah.
All right.
Battle of the Bands and pitch competition next year. So I put.
All right, so now that we have met everybody, it's time to learn the rules of the game. On your table, players, scientists, performers, capoeira people, everything. You will learn the rules of the game. On your table, you will find various materials, a schedule, and a form that you can use to create the perfect pitch over the next 45 minutes. Doesn't mean all of you have to sit there for 45 minutes. We're going to mingle and have a good time. You can choose to use that form or come up with your own pitch. On the back of the form, you will find the judging criteria. There are some materials on your table that can help your creativity be used however you want. Remember, you will only have 5 minutes when you finish to pitch your project and convince the audience and the judges that your group should win. So maybe you should name a person that's going to do the pitch, unless you all want to do it. It's up to you. One person per table. And we'll remind you how much time is left throughout the session. We get a 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, and 2-minute warning. And it is recommended that you take the first 5 minutes to go around the table and find your common ground.
Yeah, I think they're there already.
Common ground, okay. They've been having a good time.
We want to give a huge thanks to the Playground Bar and Lounge for hosting us tonight.
Let's hear it for the playground.
They work so hard. They're amazing to work with. They've been so gracious in partnering with us every month to help present Show and Tell downstairs, so we really appreciate that. I want to take this opportunity. We're about to get some more drinks, eat some more food. We're going to have beautiful music by the ethno-psychedelic fusion group Astral Folk. But right before we do that, we just want to tell you a little bit more about the Confluencenter and Institute of the Environment who produced this event tonight. I don't know where to start.
Confluencenter. Okay, the U of A Confluencenter.
Here we go. Yeah, so we were...
Let's tell you about the Confluencenter for Creative Inquiry. Serves as a campus-wide research institute dedicated to creative inquiry across all disciplines. The center supports artistic and scholarly endeavors of faculty and students from the colleges of fine arts, humanities, and social and behavioral sciences. It encourages them to engage with colleagues outside those colleges as well as community members. So far, the Confluencenter has invested over $2 million in faculty and grad students' research. Both centers provide funding for interdisciplinary research, interdisciplinary publications, public intellectual speaker series, and a wide range of events, such as this one tonight.
And the UA Institute of the Environment fosters and facilitates cross-campus, community, state, national, and worldwide collaborations that help explain and resolve environmental challenges. I'm a huge fan of the work they do. I love working at Confluencenter. So happy to be here tonight. So replenish your drinks, get some more food, music, and we will be hearing pitches in less than 45 minutes.
Does anybody have anything they want to say? Anybody want to say something? Like, you really want to say something? Stop.
What's the challenge for the teams? Do we get to know right now?
They pick. They just have to pitch a project that they're going to do together. Anything. You're going to save the world. $1,000 or less.
What do you do with $1,000? You don't buy an